Back once again for the renegade master. 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 Back once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades and welcome back. And what are we talking about today? We are talking about Love is Blind season 8. I am now on episode 9 called The X-Files. So before we get into this episode, as I always ask, let me straighten my camera because that looks a little bit wonky. Please hit that subscribe button, please hit that notification button so you know I'm doing videos. Please comment, like, share and do the good things that you do, because I continue to be on the road to 1k. Now I am just going to be relaxed when I talk about these episodes, as relaxed as I bloody can be at the end of the day. So if you see my knee, this is my knee sat here, so I'm leaning on my knee like this, okay? I need to be comfortable when I come and speak to you all about these episodes that I am watching. Right, so we see that Sarah and Ben are acting all happy. For me, when it comes to Sarah and Ben, I am going to say that it just feels that little bit staged to me, that they're literally trying to do way too much. I don't know why, but something is missing. I think that their relationship is more performative than anything else. So with those two, as I said, I think something is just completely missing for me. So it moves next to like Tyler and Daniel, and they're going out to meet Daniel's family. Basically from the offset, Tyler is really comfortable and secure within Daniel's family. They make her feel welcome, they make her feel safe there. You see Daniel and Tyler in that scenario, in that environment, and they're literally close together on the sofa. I would say that they do look good together, to be fair. And they are sitting and listening intently to each other speak, but then also as the parents speak and give their view and ask their questions in terms of what they're hearing and what's going on. I would say Daniel's parents are quite cool, and they look so young as well. Daniel's mum was completely on board with the concept of Love is Blind. She thought it was the best way for Daniel to meet somebody, you know, to be able to express himself properly and for them to know him as he is rather than seeing him straight away. And the same thing with the person who's meeting Daniel as well. The family got on like a house on fire with Tyler. There was really nothing that I could really say that went bad in regards to this visit. And Tyler does confirm and affirm Daniel that he is her person, and I can see that. And this is the thing for me, is as I've already said in previous episodes, I really well and truly believe that if there's going to be any weddings happening, it will be with Tyler and Daniel. All of the others, no, I don't see them happening at all, because I really don't believe that some of these men, and I'm going to say some of these men, have come in here for the right reasons, or have come in to actually look for a forever partner. I really don't think that they've done that. But with Daniel, he was that way from the offset, and the same with Tyler. So they've not met Tyler's family just yet, because of the fact that Tyler's family are taking that little bit longer to warm up to them. And I would say that it's a bit unfair, because I'm like, it should be whatever makes your daughter happy, and you trust in her decision that she's making, and hope that she doesn't make a mistake in it, that you see it through with your child. At the end of the day, your child has got to the grand old age that she has, and now she's an adult. You have to leave her to make her own decisions, whether they be wrong or whether they be right. If they are wrong and she needs your support, you will be there to pick and help her pick up the pieces if need be at the end of the day. But this is something that she's trying to manage through and get through in regards to looking at her own happiness and where she wants to be in terms of being that lifelong partner for someone. So I kind of find it a little bit like, I don't know, worrisome at times when families aren't like at the forefront in terms of supporting their child. But I understand with all the cameras and the microphones being in your face, it may be an uncomfortable scenario. So Daniel's parents do approve of Tyler and Daniel getting married. And for me, I would say that's the most important thing, because my thing is you don't say these things, you don't go and meet the parents or ask for their blessing for either the daughter's hand in marriage or their blessing on the marriage as a whole if you are not serious about this shit at the end of the day, because I believe it's leading certain people into a certain falsehood and allowing certain falsehoods if you don't follow through on what it is that you are going to do. Because this time, at this point, the parents get emotionally invested just as much as their kids do at the end of the day. So by getting the approval from those parents, you need to have that in your heart and know in your heart that, you know, it's going to happen. You are there for the right reasons, and you are literally looking to end this show off by getting married to the person that you've asked to be engaged to. So you see Lauren and Dave, and they go and meet Lauren's two friends, Delaney and Melissa. And Lauren basically works part-time in this gym, and basically she does a spin class. So over there, I think they call it cycling, but here we call it spin class at the end of the day. So even when in this activity that he can see that Lauren is enjoying, this man complains. Dave complains about every rotted thing, that they're too close together, that he's getting too sweaty, and then the fact that he felt that he didn't do a good enough job of it because he didn't feel like he was coordinated, so it wasn't something that he would do. Rather than think of it of, oh, this is something that Lauren loves to do, this is something that Lauren teaches, or she works at part-time, let me just engage in it at the end of the day. Even if I don't like it, suck it the fuck up. Do you know what I mean? Stop freaking complaining. Seriously, just enjoy the freaking moment, Dave. That's all I needed to say. So I have a feeling that, you know, Dave and Lauren won't be one of those couples where, you know, where you say you gym together, you stay together, because them two ain't gonna stay together at all. He's not interested in Lauren, and I've said this from the jump that Dave is not interested in Lauren at all. And if he's doing an activity that he does not excel in, ergo the bikes that they were doing, he's not going to like it, full stop. And this showed in his behavior. So Dave meets her friends, and let me just say from here that it just didn't feel natural to me at all when he met the friends. It was still kind of stilted. It was kind of awkward. Dave talked about how he doesn't like being told what to do, and we see that throughout all of the episodes in regards to Dave and his behaviours at the end of the day. We all know Dave likes to be in control. So Lauren's friends are very proud of her in regards to how far she's got and what she's now going to be doing. And of course, Lauren just talks and talks and talks. It's like it's a vernacular that she has to push this narrative about the relationship and how they are with each other. And all Dave just inserts is a yeah here and a yeah there. He doesn't disregard in terms of what it is that she's saying at all, because he's not really listening to her. He's not really listening to Lauren. He knows Lauren is a chatterbox, so he's going to make her showcase and make believe that everything is okay between them when it actually isn't. So then Dave gets a gap, and of course he will bring up the whole situation of Lauren being in a relationship when she had told him countless times, that she was not in a relationship with the guy that she was with before she got into Love is Blind. I just think Dave wants to look for an issue. It was before him, as we've already said. It was before the show. So technically Dave needs to just back the hell off this situation now, because unless Lauren showed him that he could not trust her, he needs to keep it moving. Otherwise, just keep stum. Like, seriously, because if it bothers him that much, that she deigned to date someone or have her needs fulfilled, before she came into these pods, then why is he still there? Why is he still there? That's the question I want answering. Why is he still there? For me, I believe it's because he just particularly wants airtime. That's what it is. So Dave is basically saying that he's been told a lot of things by these friends that we've not met, by the way, at all. Nobody knows who these friends look like and who these friends are that they supposedly know of this other guy that Lauren went out with. Because Lauren's tried to meet them and can't meet them, right? So he's letting them basically run his mind and his thoughts. I'm just like, if he wants to marry Lauren, because that's what they're on this show for at the end of the day. And if he cannot trust her word over that of his friends, then I would say Lauren and Dave needs to end their shit right here, right now, at the end of the day. Imagine telling Lauren's friends, in essence, you don't trust a word of your gal over your boys. Because that's what it is. That's what Dave is saying. That his friends are telling him the X, Y, and Z. Lauren's telling you to your face exactly what was going on, what happened, the ergos and wherefores and whyfores, and yet you still don't want to believe it. You want to believe the word of your friends. And also he keeps pulling his sister into this as well, so there's her influence too. Bearing in mind we've not met the sister either. She's causing so much commotion behind the scenes, and at one point that I've seen so far have the producers said, let's bring her into this. Not one point. Makes you question a little bit. So Lauren's friends basically said, well, we know the person in question that you're talking about. And they basically explained the situation, and they told him, like, you know, they don't know him. Lauren didn't bring him to meet her friends because they didn't date. Lauren will always bring a guy around their friends if she's seriously interested in dating that person, and they have been on a couple of dates so she can see where it's going to. With this guy, she didn't do that in the slightest, because apparently as well, this other guy, they believe, wants to be on TV too, because apparently out of nowhere he's texted his friend while Lauren's been on Love is Blind, trying to recruit Lauren's friend to blow the wedding up. Dave didn't believe that in the slightest. He didn't look convinced at all by what was being told to him. I think Dave is at the stage where he is going to believe what he wants to hear, no matter what anybody else says to circumvent what his friends are saying. He's going to believe what his friends say. He's going to believe what his sister says. He's going to believe what's in his own head. Even though it isn't remotely true, he's going to believe it. So basically, Dave is talking about how the timeline is doing a number on him, because he has got it in his head that he believes she saw this man up until the weekend of them getting in the pods, even though Lauren told him this was not the freaking case in the slightest. And this is what I'm saying, for every little thing of nugget of information you give this man, he's going to twist it into something that he thinks he heard, and that's going to be the truth for him. Lauren in this conversation is suspiciously quiet. She sits back and lets her friend goes to bat for her, basically. And I'm thinking that's why she took Dave to see those particular friends, because she knew that they would have her back 100 regardless. Dave will always make further excuses because he doesn't like Lauren in reality, and I'll keep saying this, he doesn't like this girl, but he'll do it more so because I think his sister will not be swayed by Lauren after all of this nonsense came out at the end of the day. So for me, I just think the whole thing is ridiculous, and he's making drama out of nothing, like absolutely making a drama-filled situation out of nothing. So my thing is as well is, why are Dave's friends, if what Dave is saying is true, why are Dave's friends all up in your craft for? Like seriously, why are they all up in it? And why is he listening to them? Why is he not thinking, you know what, why are they saying this to me? Why do they not want me to see me happy with this woman who I am happy with? And he keeps saying that he's happy with because he's still there. Do you know what I mean? Hi. My thing is if the trust ain't there, it ain't never going to be there, because it takes ages for that to build at the end of the day. Even when Lauren's friend tells Dave, like it's something that he really needs to let go of, Dave does not look convinced in the slightest. And as I said, he will believe what he wants to believe, and he will believe in the worst. The whole goodbye with the friends as well was awkward as hell because they were huggers. And yeah, I was kind of like, if I was in that scenario and that were to be my friends, after I've had my say, and done my little thing and probably walked off, stormed off, whatever it is I would have done, my friends would have got more diggy. They would have got a little bit more interesting than Lauren's friends at the end of the day. And for one, with Lauren, she needs to stop. I know it's hard. I really know it's hard, because Dave is hurting her, emotionally hurting her, so she lets that out by crying. But sometimes there's a time to cry and there's a time to start fighting back at the end of the day. So Dave is talking about how he hates to see Lauren cry because she's literally crying her heart out. And I thought to myself, but dude, you're making the girl cry. How are you saying you don't like to see her cry? Yeah, but you are the one making her cry. So Dave is saying that he's trying to block the other voices out. And I thought Dave is going to, again, listen to whatever it is that he wants to listen. Because there ain't no try about it. You're either not going to listen to the outside noise or you are going to listen to the outside noise. And that is what Dave is doing. Dave is listening to his friends like he sees dead people at the end of the day. It ain't about what Dave wants. It will be about what his sister wants, and his sister doesn't want them to be together according to Dave, because you know what, this girl has not spoke for herself yet, so we don't know what the fuck she is really saying at the end of the day. Lauren is not going to get Dave at all, and I can see it a mile off. Lauren is fighting for this relationship, she's fighting for this engagement, but she has got to come to a point where she's going to say, how much fight am I going to give, and this man's not giving me nothing back at the end of the day. Dave is just playing with Lauren's emotions at this point. He says he doesn't want it to be like high school, but that's exactly how he's playing it, because he's listening to rumors and believing them. When he is being provided with clarity, he shuts it down. I'm still waiting for Dave to say what he thinks, because he hasn't at all about this whole situation. So Lauren basically says to him, you know what, I need to talk to your friends. I need to talk to your friends about this situation. And I thought, okay, that's a good start. Let's take the conversation to them, because this is a conversation that needs to happen, because Dave is telling you that his friends are saying X, Y, and Z. You need to confront the friends to find out what the fuck is happening here and why they're saying what they're saying. I have noticed through the episodes that this man, because Lauren breaks down again, will watch Lauren break down and doesn't really comfort her, yeah, until he thinks, oh, maybe I should give her a kiss and say, you are okay. Are you okay now? He will watch her cry for the longest, like fully. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I think Dave enjoys this. He enjoys this whole fucking drama shit that he's just built up out of nowhere. So then we get to Virginia and Devin meeting Devin's family. So Virginia tells them about her, so she goes through like a chronological list. She talks about how she's turned 33 and, you know, Devin is 29. Devin explains what it's like, what it was like in the pods and what they talk about. And I'd have to say, this is the most that I've heard Virginia speak, and it wasn't with that childlike type of voice that she likes to speak in. It was so unchildlike. She was very adult. Let's just put it that way. So I thought, oh, you can do it. You can. So his mum talks about how she's pushed God into her children's lives. So I don't think sometimes it's fair to push something onto your child just because you have an affinity to it at the end of the day. I think your child should be given a choice once they get to a certain age, whether it's something that they want to do, rather than pushing a certain scenario into your child's life. But hey ho, I ain't the parent, so let's continue. So Kayla, who is Devin's sister, asked Virginia about children, being that Virginia is older. So they do have discussions openly. And I do like that some of the families within this series basically have been accepting of their children doing what they are doing and being able to be included within it by speaking about things. Because if they didn't like Virginia, I think Devin's family would say so. So Devin talked about wanting 5 children and Virginia talked about wanting 6 children. And I thought, 6? What a fucking 6 children? What the... Are you looking to pump out a baby factory? What? So they do talk about, like, you know, if Virginia is traditional or would she be a more modern wife. And now they get to the financial chat. So it's when Virginia mentioned about the prenup conversation, for me, the mood dropped significantly, like proper dropped. And Devin was even a little bit more subdued. Even though Devin has said to his family that he does not mind a prenup being in place, and the way in which Virginia spoke about it was, whatever it is you came into the marriage with is what you leave with. If we make something together and it makes money, then we will take a share and a part of that money. You take that with you at the end of the day. Everything else that you didn't have, that was not yours, you do not touch. But even though he agreed and he said he would sign up to it, I could see on his face that he didn't really like the idea of a prenup. And sometimes you have to question why people don't like the idea of a prenup. Well, I would think a prenup is a good idea, because at the end of the day, Virginia is a woman that's only just met this man. That's what we have to realize. These people have only just met each other and getting to know each other, and still in the process of getting to know each other. And within that process, in a condensed space of time, you then have to commit yourself to that person, hopefully for the rest of your life. So yes, we'll have a motherfucking prenup in place, because I need to make sure that you're with me for the right reasons, and not looking at me to be your financial scapegoat at the end of the day, because that shit ain't gonna happen. No way, siree. So then Virginia talked about how she wants to create generational wealth, which is good. And Kayla, who is Devin's sister again, piped up and said, is that why you want the prenup? And I thought, yes, it's going to be a bone of contention with this family. So I don't believe that in that significant issue that Virginia explained herself well, because you could see the tension. And as again, I don't blame Virginia for wanting one. So Devin goes into the full gushing of Virginia. He says, like, you know, it's all Virginia. He's always wanted to be married and have children. The family did ask all questions. I ain't gonna lie, they did. And his mother did give them the blessings. But my thing is will they say yes to each other is the issue. And I'm gonna say I don't think they will. No, I don't. From the episodes before, when I've said who will get married, I've always said, again, it'll be Daniel and Taylor. Everybody else I don't think are there for the right reasons. So they go outside and Virginia gets to meet their pet pig Pico. So then all of a sudden this is where it comes, you know, they have to magically disappear. So she decides that she wants to go and use the facilities so they can have their chat. The family talk about how they really do like her, and then the talk turns to the prenup. And I said, as soon as the sister brought it up, or as soon as Virginia brought it up in conversation first, yeah, it would be a bone of contention. Because it was a bone of contention for the sister, because it shocked her more so. It made Devin's sister nervous, and I don't understand how it should make his sister nervous at the end of the day, because she ain't going to be the one subject to it. So why are you trying to twist things away from what your brother has already said that he doesn't mind doing? At the end of the day, what do they think a prenup is going to do? And if there weren't to be a prenup, what would be the expectations then, is what I'm saying. So as I said, Devin explained the concept of the prenup, and he believes that he's all for it. We go to Sarah and Ben, and they meet Leah, Alana and Abe, who are Ben's friends. Sarah was fully on top form, excitable man. And I do wonder if Ben is trying to impress her when she does meet them. And basically, Sarah was explaining what she wanted out of this marriage with Ben, and why she literally went into the Love is Blind context, and what she was hoping to get. So when they turned and asked Ben the same thing, he just straight out copied and pasted Sarah's words. I was like, I really don't know about you, Ben. Like, my spider senses are tingling that he is not a genuine person. So Sarah brings up like her sister in regards to the LGBTQIA community, and then Leah sprouts up that she's like a lesbian too. And that's when I started to get a little bit suspicious at this point, by saying, I don't know if he brought out the one gay friend to show he ain't and ask about it. That it was too much of a coincidence for me. So then Lana speaks about her discussion with Ben about his faith. And she talks about how she doesn't do church at all. And I thought, okay, one, okay, you could kind of slip past. But two, is not a coincidence at the end of the day. And in my head, I'm going to have to say, I was really well in questioning whether these were truly Ben's friends. It's just the way in which they conversed with each other. It was just weird. Like, seriously weird to watch, and it had me questioning. So then we go to Monica and Joey, and they're in their flat, and he's folding the clothes, and Joey gets all kinds of freaked out when Monica dropped her clothes on the floor out the basket. So then they talk about like the scenario where they'd met Monica's family, and Joey said that he picked up on the vibe that her sister did not like him. So Joey basically wanted to have confirmation from her and also have the reasoning as to why her sister may not have liked him and what he did wrong. So Monica said to him that he did absolutely nothing wrong, and he didn't. All he did was be himself, basically. And all I felt, as I've said in my previous episode, is that Monica's sister was jealous of the fact that Monica's going through this experience and may well get married at the end of it, which she did not like, because she felt as the older sister she should have got married first. Yeah. So Monica was basically saying that her sister felt that she was worried if they were good enough together. So her sister Monica turned around and said that her sister basically hasn't liked anyone that Monica picked to be with. I thought that was hella weird though. Why would you be that invested in your sister's dating habits and who she's dating? Yes, if she has a connection with someone and she wants the family to meet them, the family meets them. But each and every one of them she's found an issue with, including Joey. Questioning. Very much questioning that, I am. So Monica basically wants Joey and her sister to talk one-on-one, but also Joey is right when he says to Monica, but you should talk to your sister too at the end of the day, because she can't be so blasé about the situation that's happening with her sister, because this has happened with every single person that she's decided to bring home and introduce to the family. It's not a good dynamic. It really isn't. It does suggest that there's an issue there which she needs to deal with head on. So then we go back to Tyler and Daniel, and they end up meeting Tyler's family. It was a little awkward in the beginning, especially in terms of the greeting. Tyler's dad wanted to meet Daniel for the longest, basically, but it was Tyler's mum that took a while to adjust. What we do know is Daniel's parents are also coming over to meet Tyler's parents while they're there as well. So when they're having this discussion, it's kind of like Tyler and Daniel literally have to try and convince the mama, who hasn't watched the show at all, will not watch the show at all, that they are there for the right reasons and they are there for each other. So Daniel speaks about why he went into the show, and he will be grateful forever for the change in his life in terms of meeting Tyler. I believe that they do fit each other, and I do believe that this can be seen each and every time that they're together and they speak with other people. Mum was quiet, to be fair, to be honest with you. So she said to Tyler, what the fact that you went and you got engaged and didn't tell me, and her mum basically felt left out of that process because she thought getting engaged is a big thing, which it normally is. So Tyler basically explained, and I think she explained it perfectly when she said she's always quick to ask for their opinions. So she decided to go off her gut and trust her gut. It was a learning process for Tyler to understand what it is that she needed, what it is that she wanted, and how she was going to provide that to another person, especially when it came to marriage. So it's kind of like, how was she supposed to learn about herself if she constantly had to lean on her parents? But then I also understood where mum was coming from, because getting engaged, asking the person to marry you straight off the bat like that without any family members involved, and the fact that you didn't have your phone for how many weeks as well, was going to leave her mum on a bit of a dangling end of a string, basically, and having to rush to catch up with everything. So Daniel does get emotional, and so did Tyler, and they talked about like the prospect of having children, and then Daniel was saved by the knock. I have to say that Daniel's parents knock on a freaking door like a policeman, man, like the Gestapo, like literally like boom, 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 boom. So in comes Daniel's parents, and like, you know, Tyler's mum wasn't shy in coming forward in regards to giving her warnings, in regards to her expectations when it comes to Daniel. And Daniel's parents do agree, but Daniel's mum also says that, you know, you have adult children. You have to put your trust in your child that they're making their own decisions. And this is what I'm saying as well. Yes, you may be disappointed, that they've gone about it in the way that they've gone about it, but that's still your child. old enough to make their own damn decisions and make their own damn mistakes at the end of the day. So Daniel wants to ask like Taylor's parents permission to marry her. And as I said, if you're going to do this, that would mean you are setting yourself up to marry this woman come hell or high water. It's not going to be a no for you. And that's how I feel about Daniel anyway. From the get-go, I felt that Daniel was in this show for the right reasons. He was looking for his lifelong partner, and he picked a good one in Taylor because she was looking for the same thing too. So then we go back to Lauren and Dave. So Adam and Will, these are Dave's friends. They're apparently coming over. And Dave, I might add, is already looking for ways in terms of hoping that they can't come over, or telling them that they shouldn't come over, because right now, apparently, according to Dave, they were on standby to make sure that, you know, they wanted them to come over. So Lauren said, of course I want them to come over. At the end of the day, this shit needs bottoming out. This shit needs to be talked about. Yeah. And it's rather telling that we haven't seen Dave's, like, families, sister, nothing like that, or the friends, or Lauren hasn't met them in the slightest. The only person that Dave has met on Lauren's side right now at this moment in time is her friends. So Lauren basically said that she would rather be uncomfortable with it than them not be here. This is where the issues start, because I noted with Dave, as soon as Lauren confirmed she wants his friends to be there to be able to ask the questions that she needs to ask them, this is where the issues start and Dave's behaviours start to play out. So Dave basically looked a little uncomfortable with the way that the conversation was going. So Dave says, the same way your friends have your back, it's the same way my friends have my back and are supportive. But at the end of the day, it ain't Lauren's friends that are causing the issues in their relationship. It's Dave's friends. And that's why the situation needed to be discussed and bottomed out with his friends. So Lauren says that she doesn't understand why this situation is affecting Dave so much. Yeah, and asked Dave, didn't you flirt with a girl at a bar a week before you came here? Dave said, yeah, but flirting's different. Which is kind of true. But Lauren has persistently said they spoke. They didn't go out anywhere. She was not in a relationship with this man. And it was a month before she came onto the show. I will tell you why it's such a problem in my books is because Dave has realised he doesn't really like Lauren. Doesn't really want to do this with her. But he's stuck at the moment. Because this is being blown way out of proportion for me. And I'm hazarding a guess it will be to do with his sister. Because he said that she is aware of the situation too. But at the point that I believed, Lauren didn't necessarily know about it. But Lauren knows that the sister does have an issue and has been involved in apparently these invisible discussions that have gone on without her. So Dave really said to Lauren, I was not hooking up with people and going home with them a day before the show. I don't know why Lauren keeps going back and forth with this man. Like, seriously, this man has already said, has got his own narrative in his head that he keeps on twisting and turning. Each time he says something, something different comes out of his mouth and he ain't letting it go. If I was Lauren, I would just give up at this point. Like, seriously, because telling him the truth is smacking him 6-way Sunday in his face from Lauren's mouth to his ears, but he still don't want to believe it. He don't want to believe what Lauren's saying. He wants to believe the worst in her, and you have to question why. You have to question why. All I'm gonna say is Dave's friends need a slap for real for literally causing a mountain out of a molehill. And Dave is saying he doesn't want to choose between Lauren and his friends, and I thought, dude, by your actions already, you've already chosen. And Lauren's come up lacking at the end of the day. I thought at this point, if Lauren does not walk from this situation, nothing will move her. Like, absolutely nothing. So Lauren told Dave that what his friends are saying to him, it's not fact, because it's not true. And this man fixed his lips to say, how do I know if that's true or not? I don't like, because Lauren's telling you it's not true. She is willing to confront your friends to get to the bottom of the situation, to get to the truth. But yet, This man literally wants to question her every which way. So Dave wants to know why Lauren didn't provide closure to this man. And again, Lauren is having to tell him, and I think she's gone over this time and time again with Dave, but again, he will believe what he wants to believe. Even when Lauren speaks to defend herself, you can see this man ain't particularly bothered. As again, he's got his narrative and it's not going to change. So I agree with Lauren when she says that she doesn't understand why this has become such a big issue, as it's an insignificant part of everything, but Dave won't get over it. And I'd have to question, why is that, Dave? Why? What if he looked deep inside himself? You'd have to ask, why is that, Dave? So it comes out, Dave is miffed, that he hasn't had sex with Lauren yet. And this elusive guy had friends with benefits for 2 months. So this became all about Lauren necessarily not opening their legs for him. As I told you it would. Dave is an absolute Mitch. Like an absolute man bitch. Seriously. So Lauren lets it out that Dave hasn't been around like for the last week. So basically Dave has not been staying in the place that they're both staying with. And it's quite interesting that he only came back tonight when they had to record. Interesting that. Very interesting. So now Lauren is taking the blame for not addressing things that she should have addressed before coming into Love is Blind, as she continued to hook up with the guy that she was hooking up with. She does admit that she should have handled things differently. And I was sat here thinking, how did this man manage to move a whole scenario for Lauren to take the blame for something that is none of his Ross business anyway? At the end of the day, all because his friends don't know how to keep their claptrap shut. Because at the end of the day, Dave has gone to his friends after Lauren told him a name and started talking. So Dave is the one who should be blamed for starting this snowball of stupidness. Because that's what it is. It's a snowball of stupidness. So Lauren is crying, like proper crying, to the point of begging this man, like, what can she do to prove it to him that she is not the person that her friends are saying that she is? And I'm like, no, the point of begging, you've gone way too freaking far. So this is when it comes to the point in my books that Dave is like using some nasty ass behavior against Lauren, like fully. So Dave doesn't even show that he cares. This man brings up his sister again and how she has mutual friends, and I'm like, really? Now this is taking a piss. Like seriously, Dave is taking a piss here. It's time for Lauren to really say, I tried with this man, and leave this guy fully. Now apparently his sister's asking questions too. Dave is playing a full kiss ass game right here. Full on emotional manipulation is going on here. He literally is like he's beating this girl around the head with this shit and is not going to let up. So Lauren is saying, I have never in my life had to defend my character the way I have to right now. And Dave the Dick says, you shouldn't. And I thought, dude, are you really that obtuse? He placed Lauren in this motherfucking situation that she is now having to fight her life out of at the end of the day. I mean, because that information didn't just land in Dave's lap and his friend's lap in that situation. Dave must have gone back and chatted business at the end of the day after he'd had his discussion with Lauren. It came from a source. And I believe that source was Dave. As soon as he found out a name and knew his friends knew the person, you know, if his friends are real, because we don't know, we never met them, that he sat there chatting business. And now he literally stands there in the face of a woman that he says he loves. He loves, literally fighting for her life right now to get him to believe her. I said from jump I didn't like Dave. And that's still continuing today. This is probably why this man has been single for how many years? For 4 years? It's in the explaining for me that Dave always seems to extract himself from responsibility of the pain that he's causing Lauren right now. So Dave is saying when he goes to bed at night with Lauren, in his head he says she has been doing this with someone else. I just thought that's a you problem, Dave. He's really carrying on like Lauren should have been a virgin. That's how this man is carrying on. There's something wrong with this man, like seriously connectively wrong with this man. So in the end, Dave got what he wanted. Basically, the dinner party didn't go ahead. And I thought, Lauren, you need to leave at this point and probably the one to stay somewhere else, because this is a madness. At this stage, this is a madness. And what's even more madder, is the man who supposedly is causing the issues, that Dave says is causing the issues, lives in the same building. So they could both easily go find the dude and confront the dude if they really, really wanted to. But nobody's done that yet, which in of itself begs the question why. So Lauren asked Dave, like, when am I allowed to talk to your friends about this? And I thought, allowed that man, no allowing about it. I'll be telling him, I will set up the date, I will set up the time, I will set up the venue, get your friends there and your sister. So I'll only have to be saying what I need to once, but allowed. The fuck? Are you asking permission from that man for when are you allowed to talk to his friends? Nah, man. So now in the face of Lauren's angst, and hurt and humiliation right about now, Dave manages to swing it around and make it about him, about how he's been tempted to walk away, and now he's talking about them, saying why they can't date. I said, this is why Lauren needs to read between the lines when it comes to Dave. This man says a lot without getting to a specific point. He's a manipulator. This was showing in the pods, but it's more so doing its rounds in this situation. And for me, this man is making manufactured drama for a reason. He really is. He says he's in love with Lauren. He don't love that girl. Lauren still wants to marry Dave. And I thought, Lauren, you're doomed. At this point, you're doomed, because people are going to... It is showing you exactly who he is. Dave is showing Lauren who he is. And she is not prepared to take that on board and literally make the same decision that she needs to make, all because she literally wants to latch onto this man and keep this man and marry this man. Ain't the be all and end all at the end of the day. So Lauren basically wants Dave to stay the night and not separate, but Dave says that he does not feel comfortable being there and that he is not walking away. And I thought, it could have fooled me, cherry lips. At the end of the day, Dave is a dick. Dave is an absolute dick. So then we see Sarah and Ben together. And I'm going to say it again, I don't believe in them. They're too OTT for me. Like, seriously over the top. And Sarah's always excitable. And he does this, and he does this. So Sarah is basically watching this video on TikTok of some girl crying and talking about reality TV. Ben decides to pipe up automatically and says, I believe this girl is referencing me. And I thought, what the fuck did you do, Ben? There's a girl on TikTok crying and blotting about reality TV and referencing you. What did you do? So Ben said that he saw this video when he went to go and meet his friends with Sarah, but didn't think to bring it up in any way, shape or form, like at any point. I felt that was weird, that was suspicious, but go off. Strangest of things. She's blocked him, so he can't see what she said. So then he blocks her. But then my thought is, if she blocked you and you couldn't see what she said, then how the fuck did you see the video unless someone sent it to you? But he didn't say that, so that's what I'm saying. The Ben's explanation, it's not adding up. It's not adding up. So basically Ben is saying he ain't talked to this woman in over 4 years, but she made this video recently. Something's not hitting the mark here at all. He says he doesn't remember what happened. That doesn't make sense to me in the slightest. Even Sarah said to him, how do you not remember what happened? So he remembers ghosting her, but can't remember the rest. I thought, yeah, Ben, you can't kid a kidder, mate. You're lying through your fucking nose. This woman is telling the truth and you know it, but you're trying to literally do damage control with Sarah right now. Sarah is like a hound on a scent at first and she doesn't let up with the questions. So Ben conveniently remembers going to this young woman's house, but they didn't hook up. I thought, that's a bit more than you only ghosted her, mate. So yeah, Ben is bogus in my humble opinion. So then he says, I wouldn't be surprised if we did talk after 4 years and there could be a DM here and there. The lapses in this man's memory is literally diabolical. Like, it's seriously not helping Ben's cause at all. I mean, he gives a little, then it's a, I don't remember. Ben, you're lying. You're lying through your back teeth at this point. It was so easy for Ben to dismiss this woman, whereas Sarah won't. He literally carries on like what the girl said was nothing. And I would be saying that would be my first red flag with this man, because there's no accountability there at all for the harm and hurt that he's caused this woman, or acknowledging any bad behaviours. Just straight up watched it, didn't mention it to Sarah, doesn't care about this gal, says that she's lying, says that he blocked her, says that it ain't important enough because he don't remember anything. But I do remember this. But let's move on from that. He asks Sarah, like, what do you want me to do right now? And Sarah says nothing right now. Like, she's trusting Ben's word, but she is not dismissing what the woman is saying. Sarah did kind of give a warning to Ben that if anything else does come out, she won't be able to trust him. Ben looked hella uncomfortable with that conversation altogether, and Sarah basically says, I need you to tell me everything. And my thing is if Sarah's seen these videos, Sarah's heard what this woman said. I've also seen these videos as well, and she did a little update on TikTok. Her name is Andra, and all round makes Ben sound like an arse and a really shitty person to get to know. Wasn't very nice to this girl in the slightest, right? So if I'm hearing that, and then I'm going to this man that I'm supposedly going to get married to, and I'm asking him straight questions, and this man is all over the place in his answers, he's telling lies. He's literally telling lies, because my question would be as well is, why did you not tell me? Did you not think that this would come up at some point? Because I would have seen this at some stage. So wouldn't you have rather bit the bullet and said, you know what, I've seen this, I think it's about me, I need you to watch it. He just straight up dismissed it, said he didn't remember, but then remembered bits and pieces. Anyway, that's where that episode ended. I'll be back in quick succession with the next episode. As I always say, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that notification button so we know I'm doing videos. Please comment, like, share and do the good things that you do, because I continue to be on the road to 1k. Peace out, my people.